Today is an absolutely massive day for the markets. I have so much information to share with you, the upcoming trades that I'm looking at. I'm in a bit of a battle right now. I need to get this recorded, analyzed fully in depth, but at the same time, this is super time sensitive information. I truly know the importance to you all of this video, so I'm going to do my best to keep it short as possible so I can get this information out. It's going to be absolutely key on a massive day for the markets. Not only do we have volatility in our charts right now, Bitcoin, we have the volatility even in the commodities, the stock market across the board. Massive volatility, but on top of that we have the Fed meeting tonight about potentially cutting the rates, right? So it's just a big day all round, and that is what we love. That is what we love as traders, right? This is our soul food, and yeah, let's have a good one today. I hope that you all trade well, and I hope the information that I share with you aids you in making some informed decisions. See, I'll be giving you my opinions right now on this market, and I will pick up right where I left off my last video, and I'm going to do a relatively quick run through the past 5 days since that video up to where we are here. And so my last video, I was explaining we are coming up into a short zone, and I was targeting between $98,000 and $98,300. This was what I was looking for, my big target. You probably have realized in the end, my big target there got front run. It got front run right around $100 as we actually topped out at 97,900. So this at the time was a bit of a shame because, of course, I missed my short trade as we were going up there. I want to explain this because it's kind of, well, it's good for you to learn. But as we were breaking up, I was still telling my team, as I have been for the past few weeks, no short trades, not going to take the short here. Everything's still looking bullish for me. Still expecting at this point above $98,000. And so this is where you have to understand, from the technical analysis at the time, it was still breaking up, and it was, there was nothing bearish about this move to the upside. And at the same time, I let my ego get in the way in terms of I was so wanting to see that target hit. When I have such strong targets, I really like to see them hit. And that's also because I believe that this is paired with liquidity. So it's like, it's a little bit of the ego, but there is the technical viewpoint behind that reasoning. But in the end, yeah, I never shorted around the highs, to be honest with you, because of my expectation of $98,000 getting taken out. Okay. In the end, we, of course, got a retrace, a $100 front run. It is what it is. And we started to make our way down. And at this point, I saw some really nice setup, actually. And that was, we had the point of control on the anchored VWAP, and then we had the CC Fibonacci. And so I thought to myself, it seems likely that we're going to get a retrace during the weekend. So this was Saturday morning. It seemed really likely we're going to get a retrace during the weekend from Friday night at the CME close to Saturday morning. The probabilities were high, retrace during the weekend. And so I made the decision to take a ×1 hedge short. This is just a small short trade to basically hedge myself and take the weekend to relax. Because I wanted my big short trade above $98,000, which, I made it clear I'm still waiting for that, and I still expect, in that regards, $98,000. But I took this small ×1 hedge short, expecting that retrace during the weekend. Well, that was the correct decision. Bitcoin did retrace during the weekend, and it made its way down to that very CC. So this CC, as you can see there, between $93,700 to $94,000, $93,700 to $94,000, that CC there actually was what held up price perfectly in the end, well, for the continuation that we've seen today back up to $97,000. You also had simultaneously this anchored VWAP, which I will show you on the chart. Let me just do this so it's as easy to understand as possible. We got this is where the prices got very impulsive, right? So this is where the prices got very impulsive. So I take my anchored VWAP, and we got this anchored VWAP support with simultaneously the overall range low here to the overall range high there, and we come into the CC Fibonacci as well. Not only that, there was one other really, and this is the biggest reason for the bounce. Well, here we have our low. We build up for a higher low. We build up for a higher low, which is the range low. Then we built up for another higher low. We built up for another higher low. And here we are with another higher low. So the most important factor to be aware of here is these big higher lows, higher lows, there's the higher low, and there's the higher low. So this horizontal level here was the most important level to hold as support, because any retrace is still a higher low. And of course, this whole bit of price action here is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So I'm actually now expecting new highs above $98,000. So my original target to be hit. Of course, the hedge short I'm out of, I've closed. And I am, leaning that definitely I'm expecting higher to come here. And this is a level I am extremely interested in shorting. I'll be totally honest with you. I have a very high interest in shorting this level. We still have the harmonic, which is totally valid off of this. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So just so you I hope pretty easy to understand all the support that you bounced off there, right? The higher low market structure, the anchored VWAP and the CC. I will now remove that and we'll zoom back in. I'll load up a higher term time frame levels. So here at 98,000 to 98,300, the level that I am waiting for, we have these horizontal targets, the big psychological level, the previous week high, and still valid this harmonic shark target. So a little bit above our Fibonacci targets, but that's absolutely more than acceptable. And so we have a lot of confluence there at around 98 to 98,300. So this $98,000 zone really is offering a lot of confluence. Okay, so if we just hide myself a second, or let's bring myself over here, there you go. We can see we definitely have the confluence lining up there around $98,000. So, this is a level, honestly, that I am extremely interested in shorting. What do you think of I've been loving the little camera effects I got going on now. So, I'll bring this to you here because this is super important that you truly listen to my words. So ignore the chart for a second and listen to my words. And that is, the chart right now on Bitcoin, actually, to be fair, every time frame you look at, from the monthly chart now to the weekly, now to the daily, everything is lining up bullishly. Okay, everything that you look at on Bitcoin is bullish. And actually, when you flick over to the stock market, everything is bullish right now. Okay, it had a wonderful retrace, the S&P 500 to around 5,000. It's had a wonderful bounce. The same if you look at the big stocks such as Nvidia, right? Nvidia, wonderful drop to take out around $90. Again, it's now reclaimed $100. Just a wonderful buying opportunity. When you look at, even things like Solana, that right, drop to take out $100, just another wonderful long opportunity. I'm in longs across the board on, added to Nvidia, added to Solana. I'm in Bitcoin longs. Like, I want you to truly understand that the market right now is bullish, period. So what I'm going to talk you through here might be, let's say, slightly confusing to some people, because I'm actually going to be saying why, I lean on a bearish side here locally, and I'm very, very interested in a short trade. Again, right now, as we speak, I am in no short trades. Well, I still have a short from $106,000, but that's a major hedge trade that, I'm not going to close until the invalidation is hit. It's as simple as that. But I'm weighted much more on the long side, right? I have several big long trades open on Bitcoin or on the stock market. I'm long on Solana. I'm long on Bonk. I'm still long on Pepe. So I'm weighted very much to the long side right now. So if I do not get a bearish reaction at $98,000 and we head up to, $130,000, fine by me, right? That is fine. I recognize that is really the highest probability because of how bullish the chart is. But I'm not going to get carried away and thinking, oh, this is super, super bullish, and kind of ignore or disregard any short trade options. So I'm going to talk you through, again, I have to emphasize no financial advice here. I'm just giving you my opinion here, for the education. But I'm going to talk you through an option that I see in this chart that I have a very strong liking towards. So I hope you're ready for this one. And let's jump back over to our chart. Look at that animation. Oh, that makes me happy. So yeah, it's basically stemming off of this shark harmonic off of $98,300 zone. And I need to emphasize that this This is not an easy trade. Why? And I'm really leaning towards this Fed rate decision. Okay. What we have to understand is let's imagine that wasn't today. Okay. It is later today. But if it wasn't, I think I have a much easier time of this coming up for a bit of a fake out back down below and locking in a short trade. The one thing that I want you to be aware of, as I make myself aware of, and again, I do these videos to help. I just give you my honest opinions, honest outlook of the market. This is what I will be using for my own trading. So I'm not here to deceive. What I have to say is I could be wrong on this, and that will negatively affect me because I'm going to be putting my, my trades on this idea. So, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I can make mistakes and I can be wrong. But I have a thought here is we could get this really nice short trade setup, and on a standard day, yeah, wonderful. We can look for that for a bigger retracement. But I've just got in the back of my mind that I could get this wonderful short trade setup and everything off of the chart is nice. And then a Fed rate, unexpected decision, let's say, comes, and we either get one of two things. One thing that we see often on these Fed rate decisions, go back and look at the date yourself, is you see a massive pump and dump, or you see a massive dump and pump. So the price basically just does this. It goes way higher than what you think, and then it goes a full, chainsaw, I don't know, whipsaw reversal, or alternatively, this does this massive move to the downside, a massive move back up, right? It's just one of these things to be aware of, my friends, because it's basically designed, in my opinion, to just take out and stop out as many traders as possible. So if you're not aware of that, you're probably going to get wicked out, miss the rest of the move, and it's going to be a bit sad. But if you're aware of this scenario, you can take advantage of this scenario. If we get this decision and it ends with a massive dump, it's actually a very good buying opportunity for the whipsaw straight back up. Likewise, if we get a big move to the upside, okay, again, both of these decisions have to be calculated. They have to come into an important support or resistance level. I wouldn't just randomly take a trade at some random level thinking, oh, this is probably the top of the pump. I would want to see it hit a level that I have marked out and then see some order flow and reaction off of that level. But I do believe that we can get this potentially large pump to the upside, which is ending in a wonderful higher short trade opportunity for a whipsaw back down. So I need to make you aware of that, because it would be a disservice of myself not to, because I've seen it time and time again on these decisions. So it's definitely something to be aware of. Again, my preferred short, let's say, is off of this 98,300. I think it's got a wonderful confluence. We got the harmonic, we've got previous week high, we've got a daily level, we've got a naked point of control, and it lines up for a very nice fake out. So I'm extremely interested in the short there, extremely interested. Okay, if price does this though, just like we saw yesterday, this is a very, very large quick move to the upside. Well, if you copy and paste that price action, in fact, we can do that together. Let's copy and paste this price action. Okay, if price does this, am I going to take the short? The answer would be no. Why? Because if we go straight through that level, and even backtest it as support, why would I take a short at 98,300 if there was no reaction at that level? Okay, just for education, so you understand, what I would be looking at is something like this. Okay, pretend we're on this bit of price action, and if price comes up and hits this level, maybe goes through it ever so slightly, comes back down below, well then I'd be looking to short like here. I'd look to short that, retest, or instantly at the loss of the level. Or if I get the order flow line up perfectly, I will take an aggressive short trade. For me, this lines up as this aggressive option, trying to time the high. But of course, I need some order flow backing up with that. But that's just one thing to absolutely bear in mind. That if this is why I love the alerts, right? I have the alert set here, because if the alert goes off, and the next thing I know, we're trading at 99,500. Well, this is not a short trade to be had. There was no bearish reaction, so I'm not going to take a short. Okay, and that's if this price action, copy and pasted, is the same, right? There's no reaction, there's no short trade. But if it looks like that, and we get a rejection off that level, well, that's a different ballgame. That's where it activates my brain of, okay, this is a valid short trade setup. Again, Is there a guarantee that I win that trade, my friend? Is there a guarantee that I win? Absolutely not. There is no guarantees in trading. However much I would love to come here and tell you, look, guys, this is the short trade. It's a winner. It's 100%. Like, let's just... You would say this guy is a scammer, because how can anybody guarantee what's happening in this market, my friends? It's impossible to guarantee. It's just not happening. I'll tell you that, it's not happening. It's a game of probabilities. So the best we can do is trade high probability trades, wait patiently for the reaction and get a good entry trigger, and know ahead of time where we want to be locking in our take profit 1, take profit 2. That gives us a whole trade setup where if we win, perfect, we make some bank. If we lose the trade, well, we had our invalidation, we had our stop loss. You know, this trade is estimated around 0.5% risk, like 0.5% invalidation I should be looking at. You know, it's a small scratch in the bucket, right? We move on. There's always going to be a loss in trading. I saw an interesting thing. I done a live stream yesterday for the champion members, and I actually saw a comment from a champion, and he said the only thing guaranteed in trading is that you will take losses. I thought to myself, yeah, that is true. But at the same time, I would say there is also a guarantee that you will take winners. Well, you would have thought so, because even on a coin flip, you're going to take some winners. But of course, you are guaranteed to take losses in trading. It is just going to happen. It's impossible to go your whole trading career with no losses, right? That's just not going to happen. So you have to prepare yourself for losses. It's part of the game. Having that, of course, full understanding that you are going to take some losses. That's when you start to train yourself. Okay, risk management, every single trade, whether it's again, I was talking through the champions this yesterday. Whether you've got a trading setup with a 1% probability of winning, that trade can win. Even though it's highly likely to lose. And you can have a trade setup with a 99% probability, you know, off of your past statistics. This is a very high probability trade setup. 99% chance it wins. Well, it has a 1% chance of losing. Just as the 1% chance of winning has a 99% chance of losing, that trade can win. And the 99% probability of winning can still lose. So if you truly understand that, well, you would approach every single trade with good risk management, okay? You're not going to suddenly think, oh, this is a high probability trade setup, I'm going to increase my position size or go crazy and start using massively higher leverage. Well, because that good trade can still lose, you get wiped out, you get liquidated. Don't do that. You got to keep your risk management on point on all your trades, right? So super important for me to talk you through that. I think I've talked you through a lot of what I wanted to cover in this video. Again, I really need to keep it quick. I could talk you through easily another hour on this, because I haven't even got to the support levels to long to the downside. But the main thing that I wanted to focus on in this video is the resistance above us. This is just absolutely key. It's what I'm looking for next. We're on our way there. I will just wrap it up with that, really. I'll say if you want more insights into levels to the downside where you can be looking for support, even live trading today, we've got some live trading going on. So if you want some, live trading as it's happening, we got that on the website today. So I'll just tell you, get over to chartchampions.com. It's where you'll have access to the Discord. Even got live streams going on right now with Coach Igor. Look, he's talking you through some Bitcoin support. So there you go, a little bit of a heads up there. But that's the live streams that you want to be joining. Daily updates every day. We got a live trading for New York Open today. You'll have another live stream from me tomorrow. You got an dedicated altcoin live stream again tomorrow. So whether you're trading altcoins, whether you're looking to trade the futures, whether you're trading Bitcoin, you can see we're covering it all. And, also in the time, we're giving insights into the market, what we're looking for, setups and, support. So you have a full understanding of what's going on. You're not ever going to be left thinking, oh, God, I really don't understand what's happening here. Unless you're absolutely brand new, then you might come in thinking, oh, God, what's going on here? Well, you need to, of course, put in your time, educate yourself, learn, which is all on the website. We have the whole glossary. So if you don't understand some terms, we got the whole glossary for you. Of course, the biggest thing, the whole educational library from beginners up to the master level. Everything that you need is on the website. It's a one-stop shop for all your trading needs. It's as simple as that. The final thing that I will say before I end is that we are in this wonderful trading competition. So if you would like to join a trading competition, this is a team competition open to everybody. You can join it. I'll leave maybe a link in the description. Otherwise, you can get it off of the socials here on our Discord. Discord's free to join. And you can join, click on the link. It's BingX. It's a crypto trading exchange. Alternatively, you can sign up via the deals section on the website, where we have many places here, but I would refer you towards the BingX. Okay, you can join via affiliate link, get a bit of a nice deposit bonus, and join our team for the trading competition. Whew, what a video. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in time here. I'm going to run now. I'm going to get this video uploaded as soon as possible. And then, yeah, I'll be back over on the Discord. So if anything major happens today, you know where I'm going to be. In the Discord, you can get that via chartchampions.com, champions level membership. And I'll catch the end of Igor's live stream happening right now. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you ever so much. And that is me signing out. It's going to be a good day. I hope I've got you ready. And let's go. Cheers, champs. Goodbye.